Hong Kong is on high security alert as one of China's top-ranking officials arrives for a visit. Zhang Dezhong is responsible for Hong Kong affairs and the most senior official from Beijing to arrive since large-scale pro-democracy protests began there in 2014. To ensure calm, local security officials have shut down parts of the city and they've even stuck down pavement stones to prevent them from being used as missiles. Zhang says he's in Hong Kong to listen to the suggestions and demands of all sectors of society.
I will listen to suggestions and demands of all sectors of society on executing the principle of one country, two systems, self-governance, on allowing Hong Kong a high degree of autonomy, how to implement the basic law, and how the country and Hong Kong should develop.
And Tom Grundy is covering this story for us in Hong Kong. He joins us live with more. Tom, great to have you. Now, Zhang is responsible for Hong Kong affairs, I understand. He's arrived, though, amid a lot of discontent there. Tell us more about Zhang's role and what he is exactly doing in Hong Kong.
Well, Zhang is China's number 3. He's chairman of the National People's Congress, the Chinese legislature. He's also chief of the group that deals with Hong Kong affairs, and he was in charge of the decision that sparked the 2014 pro-democracy Occupy protests. Back then it was announced that Hong Kong would have universal suffrage, albeit voters would have to choose from just 2 or 3 pre-selected candidates. And he's now in town to attend a forum on Beijing's One Belt, One Road initiative, and that aims to redevelop land and maritime trade routes. The Hong Kong government has pledged its support for the idea. During his 3 days, he will meet 4 pro-democracy lawmakers and 4 lawmakers from the pro-Beijing camp. But certainly it's the most important visit by a Chinese state official since about 2012.
And pro-democracy groups have really sprung up since the protests in 2014, fearing growing social and political influence from mainland China. They sort of feel that Hong Kong is being diluted. And are there fears that these protests potentially could turn violent? And what has Hong Kong been doing in terms of security measures?
Certainly there's been a lot of tension since the umbrella movement protest about what is often seen as a constant erosion of Hong Kong's civil liberties and its place within the mainland. We've seen quite a big security response over the last couple of days, with 6,000 police officers deployed each day of his visit. 250 huge water-filled barriers have been put around the area where Zhang will be staying. And as you said, pavement stones have actually been glued down to prevent people from perhaps using them and to throw around, as we saw with a night of unrest just a few months ago in the Mong Kok district. Also last night, police officers camped on top of Kowloon's iconic Lion Rock overnight to try and prevent activists from repeating the stunt from the 2014 protests, where they unfurled a huge yellow pro-democracy banner. But nevertheless, this morning, a very large I Want Universal Suffrage protest banner did appear, only to be rapidly removed by the authorities. But he arrived at noon, and so far, although there are some protests planned, there hasn't been any sign of anything, certainly of the size of those pro-democracy protests a couple of years ago.
Okay, but regardless, could be a tumultuous couple of days. Okay, Tom, thank you so much for that update. Tom Grundy, there for us in Hong Kong.